Alright, a good evening to everyone. It's about 10 p.m. here in Sydney on a Saturday night. I'm taking on mastertan at 3 minutes plus 2 seconds. He's actually just informed me that he's got a Crazyhouse World Championship match, possibly in the next 30 to 60 minutes. We'll see. I guess it depends when his opponent turns up. In that event, I'll definitely step aside, and yeah, I haven't caught many of the Crazyhouse World Championship matches live, but we'll certainly commentate on Master Tan's match if that's about to happen. I guess I should find out who his opponent is. So that could be quite good. It sounds like it's GM Arka50. Okay. Alright, knight at a4 here, looking at c3. Alright, we'll just play bishop d2. So he's leaving b7 hanging. We'll take it. Alright, he's got knight a5. So a little bit of trickery here. Can I take this? Is it worthwhile? Alright, let's grab this one. Now I either go to b4 or b5. Which one's better to attack? We'll go to b4 because this knight's actually doing something. This knight isn't doing much. Okay, he's going straight for the king side. I want to take this because I'll get mated with knight at e2. Queen at g1, knight takes f2. Slim MG77, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Slim MG, one of the regulars now. So yeah, I'd like to get in on the light squares here. So yeah, this is effectively a warm-up match for mastertan for his Crazyhouse World Championship match due to take place fairly soon. What have I got here? Let's see what can we make happen in terms of attack. I think I should start with taking the knight. That's going to be a useful piece. The knight on f7 might help with the attack. So let's play the pawn first. Now, the good thing is I've got the queen defending my third rank, so I feel like I'm a little bit worse on material, but I have some initiative. And yes, what about bishop at g8? How's that looking? Takes is good. So you might take with the queen in that scenario, or I could take here. I think bishop at g8 is right. If I can bring the king at g6, I should be happy. Alright, he has sacked the queen. No surprises there, but oh, I wanted to trade material, but he's chosen to take with a knight. Okay, that's a good move. how do we get into g6 efficiently? Queen takes h6 works, so he can't take this way because of queen at f7. If he takes this way, surely queen at g5 is a problem. So he has to take this way. And pawn at g6, rook at g5. Well, let's go for that. An instinctive sacrifice. I don't know if rook g7 is the right move. Yeah. Maybe rook g7, pawn f6. Here, check. Here. It's all wrapped up. The queen just covers e7, g7, g5. It's a mating net that forces his king to h5. Doesn't matter where he goes. Alright. So for those who are just joining, mastertan is due to play a Crazyhouse World Championship match against GM Arka50 shortly. When I say shortly, within the next 30 to 60 minutes. So at that point in time, we'll end this series, and I'll move over to a role of commentary. C3. Okay, let's just continue developing. After takes, I'll take this way. No, he's not going that way about it. D6 maybe. Or castles. I think castles. I'll respect this bishop here. Now black's a pawn up, but yeah, this can get sharp pretty quick. So I'm going to try to keep that pawn, but I'm quite mindful of how quickly this can go south. Even takes, knight at d5, and then something at e7 to follow is not attractive. So if he does that, knight at d5, I'll go to h6. Here I just have to defend that knight. Okay, now he's developing. So d6 is natural, I need to develop this bishop. Okay, he's looking for e7 here. Also f6. So white's got plenty of play here. If knight at g6 takes, knight at h6, that looks okay. He might play something like bishop f6 takes, pawn at e7, knight takes, knight here. That's a problem. This is a problem. It's a positional problem. It's hard to defend both of these at once. Bishop at e7, he just takes it and then puts a new knight on d5. Don't like this position much. I mean, I could try to attack him first. Pawn here takes, knight at f3 takes. Let's go for that. It's a bit desperate. Marcos Cabromito and Jupiter 4100. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm angling for knight at f3 here. I just have to be very direct. Okay. He's not allowing that. If takes, that's gonna be tough. Can I run up? Alright, let's see where this goes. John, nice outfit. It's comfortable. Okay, so he figures I don't have enough to mate him. So yeah, the rook is deadly. He is right here. Alright, we'll play here. This looks busted. This looks very badly busted. So yeah, my idea is I'm kind of defending g7 there momentarily, but I don't think it's worth much. Oh, he's given me this knight. That might help a little bit. Not really. I'll throw in the towel. That was too strong there. Positionally, white gave up a pawn, but I knew I was in trouble after that knight got to d5. Something had to give on f6. Okay, one apiece. Okay, let's see what mastertan's got against this. Knight d4 is the popular response these days. No, not going that way. Okay, I'll just play instinctively. Okay, queen trade. Oh, maybe bishop g4 works here if takes, pawn at e2. Maybe king d2 though. Knight at f1 takes. Yeah, I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm going to trust my gut here. Okay, the check first. Can I play bishop d2 or is that too risky? Takes, pawn e2 takes. Knight here, bring it back. Or can I just move the king across? At some stage black can play here, but yeah, it's better if this bishop defends squares like f5 and e6 from the important checks. The bishop at c5 would help me at least alleviate the pressure on the d file. So I think I might do that first. Now this knight's going to jump in here, but maybe we can deter him by playing bishop d4. Alright, he's not going to block his d file. Well, I want to make some kind of threats. This bishop is good because it covers d4, so pawn at e2 isn't as threatening. Just put a knight here. Just cover f3, cover c4. RM15, hello, welcome. Bishop at h5, covering the mate. Just playing it cool. what to do here. If we capture this guy, let's see about this. Okay, it's taken quite quickly with the knight. Not sure where that goes. About queen at g5. Just play a awkward looking move. So obviously threatening here and here. But if something like knight at f6, there might be some check. It doesn't really go anywhere, does it? No, not too deep there. Penguin GM1, thanks for the auto host. 8 viewers. Much appreciated. So where am I going to get hit from here? Let's put a bishop here, just cover e2. These guys are defending nicely. So in terms of material, I mean, white's pretty much up a cold piece. The idea behind this is a potential queen f6 and knight at e6. So for example, takes. Yeah. He's played this so he can take with this pawn and get his king to e7. But yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. He might want this one so he can take f2. Yeah, I've played this one a bit too loosely, I think. Can't say I've got good compensation. I've just sacrificed an advantage, that's what I've done. I want to keep this bishop just with an eye on d3 and e2. They're important. Let's go about it this way. Well, I'm going to try to promote something. I'm not immediately mated yet, so maybe there's some potential to convert here. Okay, he's going this way about it. So just pointing in these directions. This is the only offending piece at the moment. I mean, long term black should be better, but white just has a few defensive resources. Maybe a rook at b3 checks, good for defending. I wouldn't mind picking up this knight, but what if he just retreats? That's not so bad. So white's worse, but black still has to do a little bit of work to convert. Wow, he's really backing off. Okay, he's going to try to win this by securing material. Oh, I had bishop takes h6 and... Alright, maybe we'll try now. This is dangerous, knight at a6. Okay, I want to vacate e7, so I've got a bit of play here. Material's not as bad as it looked before. Oh dear, I've just dropped this bishop cold. pretty poor. Whoa. I don't think he had to give that up. Don't know if he was trying for something here. Right, time is the problem now. Okay, still got all my bases covered at the back. Plenty of defense here. Alright, let's see if we can make some ground. Can't effectively convert here. What if I put this here? I've got to be careful if I take the brakes off my attack and don't cover up properly at the back. Right. So I'm pretty secure at the back, just got to keep applying pressure on his back rank. What a grinding game. I left something open here. This could be dangerous. It's close. I'm still just surviving. Because if Queen at E3 doesn't mate me, he's going to be toasted on his king side here. Queen side, rather. Yeah. Wow. 62 move game. What a grind. Okay. That was a tough fight. Alright. This is something to respect. Knight at G5. Do I play C6? That doesn't really do anything. Or is it something like D5? Or do I just bring the bishop out somewhere? We'll give the bishop an aggressive post. And claim that black's up a few tempo here, depending on where white puts this knight. Okay. Don't mind castling first. It's nice and secure. Alright, against this move, I'll play C6 because knight D5 is a nice entry point. Yeah, I like those. And more than 2 glasses would be good too. Yeah, they're good. Yeah, lots of good options. Pardon me guys, just discussing some new potential glassware we might get. I just broke on accident one of my favorite glasses, just clipped it on the kitchen bench top and it gave way. But yeah, we might be moving place in the next month or two, so we might acquire some new glassware. That'll be nice. So GM Arka50 is in the house, so this will be our last match, and then I'll do a little bit of live commentary of mastertan versus GM Arca. Okay. So this is a round 4 match between Arka50 and mastertan, and both mastertan and Arca have won all their games so far. So I think that would put the winner of that match into a very good position. I think you have to win 6 games to get to the candidates, so a win here would put the winner of the match just one more match away from winning. Okay. And the loser would still have a chance to play on. So this is a double elimination knockout that is currently happening for the Crazyhouse World Championship. Okay, I've picked up a piece here. I'm looking pretty good. So hopefully mastertan goes into this nice and warm, having a couple matches against me. I just want to develop my bishop. So yeah, so Kyle Legend confirming winner of the match only needs one more for candidates. Yeah, so that's a serious match. You'd want to be the winner on this one. Okay, he's just holding on here. How can we convert the advantage? Maybe it's like knight f3 takes knight h2. Just gotta be careful, there's no tricks. I think this is right. If takes, bishop takes f3 will be mate. So I think he has to take here. Then I'll take here, which is threatening this and this. I can vacate h2 by grabbing a rook at the same time. Unless queen at g4 is better for some reason. Or pawn at f3. A few options here to consider. Pawn at f3. This probably takes rook at h3. Yeah, go that way. And that forces queen takes h3, otherwise queen at h2 is mate. But then now I've got safety on my king side as well. So still queen at h2 a mate threat. Queen at g1 also a mate threat with knight takes f2. But I've got 2 queens in hand and a safe king. Knight at f6 can still sidestep. Knight at g6 must take here. He doesn't have a third knight in hand. If he had a third knight in hand, I'd probably mated. So we'll sidestep this one. If I take, he's got knight at e7, and then pawn at g7, knight f5. It's probably still okay for black, but this is asking some serious questions. Alright, so I should have mate here. I've got 2 queens, so I can be fancy. If takes, queen h2, if king h2, queen at h4. Okay. So I'm going to follow mastertan now. This is a Crazyhouse World Championship match. Round 4, it's time control of 3 plus 2. We're going to have GM ARCA versus mastertan. Neither player has lost a game yet. They've both won 4 matches up till now. This is a best of 10 games. First to 6 wins. If it's 5 all, you've got to win by a margin of 2. On paper, mastertan with a higher rating, and they've only played once before, so 1-0. So I'm just going to change the title of the stream: mastertan versus GM. Put GM Arka50 versus mastertan. CWC round 4. Now this is round 4 of the winners, I believe. Or is it round 4 or round 5? You said round 4, I think. Yeah. Let's see. I'll just put CWC match in the title. So sorry, I should just comment on what's happening. So theoretical line e4 e5. Generally, this deep in the line playing h6, I think, is generally considered good for white. I think there's been a lot of computer analysis in the last 12 months from a number of players that have studied the game, and this is generally seen to be in favor of white. Wow, mastertan playing one of my old favorite lines, but I think theoretically it's better for white. So this is not the continuation that I expect. There is a line. What's the sharpest line? It's probably knight d5, which is the theoretical line. If you know every line for white, you're probably ahead, but it's actually quite easy for white to slip if they don't know the line. This is probably somewhere around equal. So this is a game for both players to have opportunities. Black's got the forward knights, white's got the pin. Very balanced. So mastertan already a minute ahead, so he's playing his moves quite quickly. And I'm surprised he's going into this, because I would have thought he's quite well versed in e4, e5, and this is something that's generally avoided these days. But maybe he's got some depth up his sleeve. Draw most of the 2017 asking, why is John not in the WC tourney? I am, but in like a video game, you could liken me to like the last boss you have to fight if you beat everyone. So I'm the winner from last year's event. So lucky me, I get to sit right at the end. There's basically a knockout format. I think there were more than 128 players to begin with, somewhere around 150 plus, and then it was pushed down to 128 players, and now there's a double elimination knockout going on, meaning you basically have you have to lose twice to be knocked out rather than just once. And I think that's great, because it gives people a better chance to play, particularly if you lose closely, like 6-4 or something. You still get another chance. And if we have 2 very strong players in the final 16, both still have a chance to make it to the final 8. In a sense, it doesn't quite work that way, but it's 2 chances, so I think it's a more robust result. Now, let's just track back here just quickly. It looks like mastertan sacrificed the pawn on d5, but he got a piece. Sorry, he gained a piece for the pawn. So it's a little bit of weakness here, but if white can't capitalize on this immediately, black can consolidate, and then black will be ahead. So here I think black should just take it, and then I think white's initiative is not sufficient to endure to a win. Bishop e7 or bishop at e7, yeah. So mastertan will have to defend for a while here, but if he can drown out the initiative while he's got no direct attack, it should be decent enough. I preferred bishop at g5 here. Hold on to that h6 pawn. If you make white play h4, and then it's just another pawn you're holding on to. But black is still better here, just because of material. Okay. Yeah, so someone said I saw even Penguin GM1 participated and lost earlier. Yeah, Penguin GM1 got upset by FM Amaidel. I got to cover some of that match. I was fortunate enough to be online at the time, but I don't know if Penguin's lost twice yet. He's not out of it just yet. We've got Mugwort Crazyhouse. My good friend Neil Wright, he's in the channel. Yeah, Mugwort had a very close match up against GM Jeffrey Seong, otherwise known as Feig Lud on Lichess. I think Feig Lud won something like 6-4, and my friend Mugwort was up something like 4-2 during that series. So sorry to remind you about that one, buddy, but I was thinking Mugwort might pull a win there. Mastertan's taking care of business this game. He's just grinding, being the material up. You can't take here because knight at g3. Yeah, he doesn't have to mate him immediately, but he's got targets on the dark squares, and white only has diagonal pieces, so can't get into black's position here. So Mastertan takes the first match. He's up 1-0, winning with black. That's a good start for him. Looking like Arca may not be as up to date as a number of other players on the theory with e4, e5. Okay, conceding an early piece here. I think Mastertan will punish that. So Mastertan's up a piece for a pawn here, and black doesn't really have much back for it. He's made him quite passive with this pawn at d7 move. So at least black's developed out here, but you'd want to have a pawn or two in hand. Mastertan will be good at grinding this one. Okay, so Vempele is saying in the chat, Penguin's next opponent dropped out. He'll play PKNM next. Kyle's also saying also Juanet and Luft lost. Yes, I heard I Am High Contrast had a very good series against Luft, like won 6 games to 2. I very quickly reviewed the games. They look like they were very well contested matches, but High Contrast just had the goods on the day. He came up with some brilliant moves. And Juanet, I didn't know Juanet lost. Who did Juanet lose to? If so, Drawmaster 2017, so I was kind of hoping Yasser Sirawan joining would have been good publicity for the tourney. He was invited to get a wild card straight into the candidates, actually, but he graciously declined. He's a very busy man still, Yasser. Travels around the world a lot, and he basically said for a scheduled event like this, he wasn't. He was thinking he may not be able to meet all of the dates or the commitments, and I think for the same reasons he's not participated in the Pro Chess League on chess.com, because he said, well, you've got to play well and perform, and he's very modestly saying he doesn't want to let a team down. I'm sure any team would be happy to have him. But he's basically saying, it's the scheduled nature of the event that's holding him back. So meanwhile here, Arca's still hung in there. He's making some progress. He's got a rook here. he hasn't caved. I mean, white's had two knights here, and looks like mastertan's giving a little bit of the material back for some initiative, maybe. He's left this one hanging though, f3. There was an interesting continuation there. I'll see where this goes. So let's see, he sacked the queen there to look for the back rank. I think, yeah, mastertan's. He's allowing a lot here. Then again, ARCA has also, in a counter way, kind of allowed some back with this, because now there's two threats for black to maintain. I just wanted to step back here for a second. So after this move, I think knight takes f3 was a possibility. Takes, and then bishop takes f5 looked dangerous. And where I'm leading with that is if you take the queen, knight at h3, king h1, bishop at g2, takes knight f4 check. If the king ran back here, you'd be mated. King could go up. Maybe the king has the h4 square at the end of that. I don't know if a different move order makes a difference. Knight here. Yeah, bishop g2 here, king up. Maybe then queen g2. I just felt knight f3 and knight at h3 was very dangerous here. And instead, he's kind of put a knight on c4, which is a useful piece to have in the hand to attack with. And then he's taken this when he doesn't have the knight to play on h3. So now white's got the initiative again. It's very, very subtle, the change here. This is winning for white now, because knight at e2 and knight at h3 aren't viable. Pawn at f6, just keep putting pressure on here. I don't know if it's fair to say it's a win for white, just as simple as that, but yeah, it's blundering a knight. That was sharp there. I think GM Arca had better than knight at c4 if he had played knight takes f3 first. In a way, I think mastertan kind of went off the boil a little bit, because the opening looked much clearer in his favor. Alright, Mugwort's telling me what Mugwort's path now is Igor Bugmate, Arjalol, then Penguin. Oh, so it's either Igor Bugmate or Arjalol, then it's either Penguin or PKNM. Then either Sexy or Vampele Amidol. Jeez, doesn't sound easy, Mugwort. Right, Juanet lost to GSVC 4-6. I am GSVC has been playing very well recently. I've had some games against him, and he's probably been studying the game a bit, and also just learning the game quite well. Let me commentate a little bit more on this. So d4, d5 played here. Okay, pretty much symmetrical, and then breaking symmetry with bishop d6, and white getting in on e5, black conceding a piece for a pawn early. So yeah, white with a slight upper hand here on material, and pushing black's king around a little bit, but still a game to be played, because this knight doesn't really have a good space to go to. This is one of those scenarios where black kind of gives up a piece and like can bait a check like this, but it's not as dangerous as it might look. I don't know if there's a bishop at a4 idea here where you could maybe take on d5. He's gone into the think tank now, and you could defend the knight on g7, but it's a bit like throwing good money after bad. Like if you put a bishop here, then black can still keep attacking it, and it's not easy to defend. So one option is just to give it up in return for a pawn, and then materials even. But you've at least weakened black's king. Okay, bishop at b7. So not bishop at a4, bishop at b7. Mastertan, quick to ignore it. Ooh, that's a nasty looking move. So knight d4, offering the queen, but then bishop takes c6, king c8, pawn at b7, king b8, promote to queen, would mate. Now fortunately for Mastertan, his rook is defending g4. The question I had on my mind before GM ARCA played knight d4 was actually if he should play bishop takes c6 check first. Just back here, take knight d4 check. If the king went back to d7, you could then sack the queen on g4. If takes, bishop at c6 mates the same way with pawn at b7 and takes here. So after bishop takes knight d4 check, you'd have to play something like king b6. And I didn't see much deeper after that. Maybe black's still okay there. Knight a4 check, you'd have to run the king out. Oh, then knight c6. Unclear. There may have been a sharp opportunity to play. But okay, a whole lot of trades just happened there. Pawn at c6, and then king was going to run. So that's why he didn't play that. So GM ARCA here is threatening bishop at c6. So how's the material count? Material count dead even. But white with arguably a slightly safer king. I think GM ARCA still has an edge here, so he's preserved his edge with this knight d4 and trading off some material. Okay. So yeah, I think ARCA has a chance to grind from here. Black's not going to find an easy way to counter-attack in a hurry. I mean, if takes here, knight at a5 isn't pleasant. Okay, so he's pinning this piece. So if pawn at b5 to follow, bishop takes c6, queen takes c6, you can still take it. GM ARCA, solid. Knight at d4, putting pressure on c6. I'd say Mastertan's in trouble here. I mean, yeah, he's a pawn down, but just strategically, it just looks so much easier for white to play, and an opponent the strength of GM, I think, would feel quite comfortable here. It's not too unusual. What's he doing here, though? I don't think he had to pause for that. I was thinking he might just play queen at a4 and keep pressuring here. This kind of gives a bit of room for black to breathe. Might be an opportunity to pick up a pawn. Okay, he's gonna go here. Right, so he just wanted to be able to take this without having this lost. And he's also unpinning this knight. Yeah, Mastertan might go for it. There's some checks. You gotta step carefully here if you're white. You don't want to go to c1 because of rook at a1, bishop at b1, bishop at d2 takes. b1. He's kind of given Mastertan a bit to play with here. King e1 maybe? King d1, king d1. King d1 looks right. So rook check, bishop block. This is under attack. Yeah, so black can get mated if he's not careful. But okay, we've got 14 seconds for GM ARCA. Mixu Chess saying John commentating CWC match and Yasser commentating Grand Chess Tour games at the same time. Sorry, didn't mean to make a clash. It just happened I was here to catch the games. Alright, I think there's some tricks here, like knight c5. Can he sack a queen? Queen c7. Ooh, it's not quite, mate. It's close. Come on, GM Arca, you gotta move. 5 seconds. He's gonna lose us some time. He's just not aware of his clock, or okay. Dangerous here. Pawn at d2. Like mastertan is just, he's got a mate threat. Oh, he resigns. So mastertan slipping away there. Pretty sure GM Arca had that one. I just felt rook d2 was a bit slower than queen at a4, which was still covering c2 and pressuring c6. So we're heading down this line again where black's down a pawn for a piece. I don't think it's good for black, but somehow he was able to do quite well with it last time. Queen d3. So sidestepping. I feel like mastertan's kind of should be very strong here after after pawn at d7. I'm thinking maybe like bishop e3 is good because it stops knight at d4, it hits a7. I just feel like white should be well ahead after pawn at d7, and then these moves like queen d3, knight c4, bishop e2 are maybe not as direct as some other options. So black gets a chance to maneuver. But okay, I mean white's got nothing to be worried about. And in these situations, white might even just consider piece for 2 pawns. He's already up a piece for a pawn, so this trade still leaves him a pawn up, but dismantles black's center to some extent, and then allows him some ammunition to hit the dark squares. Okay. So GM Arca giving up the pawn here, but getting a rook for a piece, trying to make some activity. I mean, black's pretty solid, but pardon me. I think yeah, white should have a bit more material in the bank. Here, take b2. No, he's going to ignore this and start attacking. But yeah, I think black should take it. Now the material's equal. Right, so he's trying to undermine g7. That's what he's looking to do. Yeah, I think mastertan's going to take that quickly. He'll just be happy to give up the queen if he can get f7. There'll be compensation, if not mate. So king f8, rook here, takes pawn at f7. Oh, he's going that way first. I mean, Arca didn't like it at all, so grabbing the queen there is actually bishop at a6. I think is a bit too slow. So mastertan running away with it here, 4-0. Now we're seeing a change of openings, so e4, d5. RM15, what is the deal with the losers in the playoff? Do some of them still have a chance to play the candidates? Yes, if you're still in the double elimination knockout in any form, you have a chance of getting back into the candidates. The double elimination knockout basically means you have 2 chances to lose. If you lose once, then you're essentially on edge for being knocked out, and if you lose another game, then you're out. But if you effectively keep winning until there's only 8 players left, even though you lost one match, then you're still in the final 8, and then you progress to the candidates. So there's a double elimination knockout, and then there's a round robin candidates. So this is a very rigorous format. Round robin candidates will not just include final 8, but you'll also have 12-teen, who was the runner-up from last year. He's straight into the candidates. There should have been Opelwezen as well, but I've heard Opelwezen's reportedly stepping aside to allow room for J-Killer to play, but it all doesn't really make sense to me. Ideally, we'd like to see both of those players play, but I don't think Opelwezen should be just forfeiting his wildcard position in the candidates. He finished 3rd in the candidates last year. 12-teen finished 1st, I finished 2nd. Opelwezen finished 3rd, and then 12-teen and I played in the final. Plus his historical track record against everyone is just so brilliant. So yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I'll just play here. Anyway, so I'm expecting 12-teen plus a wild card plus 8 from the double elimination knockout. That'll be 10 players that have to play a 9-round round robin tournament, and the winner of that will play against me in what I think will probably be again a 60 game match, which will be played in 3 stages of 20 matches each. Only difference is 3+2 this year instead of 3+0. I need to rewind this because I felt that white was justified in taking this queen here. I mean, if knight e3 check to regain the queen, then white's still up material. I just felt mastertan was giving away a lot. This idea is a bit creative, but GM Arca's respected his idea, and mastertan's now got something to play for. Now that wasn't helpful because now, there's a mate threat still here. It just feels like mastertan is just slightly better at those positions where you need to pull out an edge, and that's where he's beating GM Arka50 today. So it's very convincing, 5-0 so far. So you can see this is not an easy event to progress forward in, even for the grandmasters. Crazyhouse is a different set of rules, a different game. So even to make it to the candidates is not easy, and I don't have the latest results or a summary of them, but I'm aware there's a calendar, and the games just keep progressing and progressing. But it'd be nice to have a summary of the standings currently. So this is interesting. This bishop b4 early, capturing this knight. This is a new idea to me. Black's got a decent position here. This is even. This is balanced. You'd be happy getting an even position out of e4, e5 these days. So a bishop on h5, bishop g4, putting pressure here is quite natural. You've got to be cautious, keeping this knight defending e7, so there's no ugly checks. Knight h4 is probably what mastertan's looking for. There's a pin here to exploit. Kyle Legion's posted a few links in the channel. There's a challenge.com website and a teamup.com website. We'll respect this game first and play. So GM Arca went bishop g4 first. Okay. I think mastertan will be happy to activate a few pieces. I see this g6 square is dangerous. That's a good move, covering the problem, but also potentially attacking here. Knight takes g3 didn't really achieve anything. I think it's fine leaving the knight here. You might even want to grab the pawn if the position dies down too much. Pardon me. Queen at h7, that has to be covered. Knight f6, I wonder if this is on the cards, but bishop takes f3. He doesn't have the pawn in hand that he needs. Okay, mastertan took no risks allowing this, so mastertan potentially looking at some pressure here, but black safe. This is balanced. So yeah, like I said, it might be useful taking a pawn. We'll see if he can do that. If white has some counter. White has to go in with an attack here. He's only got a queen in hand. All his pieces are placed aggressively. It's like one of these positions where if you don't start getting active, you're just going to allow black to use his extra pawn and defend. Okay, I'm going to have a look at a few of these links on the side. Sorry, just give me a moment. Oh wow, this is a nice looking site. So Fishy Vishy has set this up. Alright, we'll bring that one up in a little while. So let's see this match through first. Sorry, I just missed a couple moves. So f4. Knight e2 coming back to hit this. Alright. GM Arca doing well here. He's got white to put the queen on the board, so there's no longer a mate threat. Okay, g3 under attack, knight f5. Isn't that just dropping the bishop? Mastertan's in trouble here. Yeah, whatever white had in terms of possible initiative has dissolved. Bishop takes g3 is coming. Black's just up material. So it'll be good to see GM Arka50 get on the board here. Okay, rook f3. Mastertan deciding his pawn on g3 was worth more than the bishop on f5. I'm tipping Arca50 to win this one. Okay, queen f2, just trying to hold on to the g3 pawn. Preserving the bishop. So, material count, GM Arca is up a full pawn, bishop, and rook. That is a lot of material, and white doesn't have compensation for it. So I think I shouldn't jinx it, but I think GM Arca will be in his comfort zone here. He completely owns the g6 square now. e7 is not an entry point. It's like, how can you possibly ever get in as white? It's only time he has to keep track of. Alright, so he wanted to distract. Yeah, this is curtains, I think. There's a nice idea. If you could take here, takes, queen at g1 check, takes, knight at f2, king here, knight g4 check, takes, king up. Do you have enough to mate here? It felt right there. Bishop takes d4, but I didn't see the clear continuation to the finish. Mastertan, he's safe. He's still down a house, but time trouble could play here. Last year, Black would have lost this on time because it was 3+0, but this year the 2 seconds increment allows Black to try to capitalize on this advantage. So Mastertan really trying to use all of his 9 lives before giving in here. Well, your time, you've got to go. You've just got to go. Yeah, regaining a bit of time, just fortifying that material lead. So making way for bishop at e4. Okay. Piling it on light squares. Mastertan should throw in the towel here, really. Knight at f2, mate in 1. Yes, so GM Arka50 on the board. Winning all the material there. So 5-1 still in favour of Mastertan. Yeah, there's 2 very nice sites here. We have a website that's got a calendar. Bishop e7. I'll just quickly flick it up in front of the game. We've got an e4, e5 here. Looks a bit like this. The link is here. HTTPS. It's a teamup.com website. It's got a view of the upcoming matches for the CWC. High Contrast, Little Plotkin, Gecko Carmen versus Clear Cars. Like these are all good matches. And there's another site as well, this challenge.com. I won't read all the string here, but I'll just flick it up quickly. Second Crazyhouse World Championship, and this is quite nice. This has the actual knockout. I'll just move it this way so my head is in the way. Head is not in the way. And it has a record of all of the results. It looks like Lasso, what did he win by forfeit against Ganesia's? I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I should go review this a bit more closely, but let's do that later. That's very nice that this site has been drawn up. Looks like it's maintained by TruthDoc, who is otherwise known as Fishy Vishy. He's been fantastic in supporting the game with all his organisation and putting up prize money. Really admirable stuff from Fishy Vishy. So Kyle Legion's saying High Contrast versus Little Plotkin is the first match that decides a candidate. That's very exciting. So that's what those two will be playing for, a position. GM ARCA pushing hard this game with initiative. Let me just step back a bit because I rudely overlapped this board with the schedule while the players were playing. So trades happened on f6 early, and a piece was sacrificed somewhere. No, pawn sacrificed there, and then the whole piece. And GM ARCA coming in hot. Okay, what happens from here? I'd be concerned if I was black. I think white has enough firepower. The move I was considering is bishop takes f7, rook takes f7, queen takes f7, queen takes f7, rook at h7 mate, and bishop takes f7 also clears the way for g6. So bishop takes f7 will be threatening, queen takes h6, takes knight at g6 mate. So you'd have, and if you played something like this, then it'd be pawn at g7, king takes, queen g6, king back, queen h7. I just thought bishop takes f7 was so strong back there, and he's now played it, which is still very unpleasant, but I just felt it was stronger with the black pawn on g7 and the white pawn on f6. They're saying Ganesha's withdrew. That's Kazan Gulamali. Yeah, that's a shame that he withdrew. And since we're advertising, there's also OK's blog, so we'll give that a little bit of a plug as well while we're here. GM ARCA, really sticking the boot in here. He's very safe with white. Has given up a fair bit of material, but I think it's good enough. I think white's better here. So rook f7, takes, and then black can try to defend. No, pawn at e6, okay. But bishop at f4, pawn at g3. Can you grab? No, I'm still not comfortable if I'm black. Oh, knight takes g5. Okay, so that's actually a sharp move there. You can't take the queen because of knight at f3, and that's going to end up in mate most likely. So it'll be takes, king g2, queen at h2 check, king f3, knight at d4 check, and then king to e3 or e4 with queen f4 mate to finish there. So you can't take the queen, and that's the problem. If you recapture the knight, then black gets to take this one. And such is the inaccuracy of pawn at e6. It's so subtle, but white is now thoroughly toasted after queen takes h7. There's not enough to attack with, and yeah, black has the whole army waiting on the side. Just tuck the king in here. Alright, we'll go that way. But yeah, I think he had to actually just play rook takes f7 here straight away. So he maintains, and then I think back here the sharpest continuation is bishop takes f7. That's hard to defend against. So mastertan's probably calculated mate here already. I think he's just planning on grabbing this, putting a pawn here, putting another pawn here, putting a knight here, and then he's still got a queen in hand. There'll be mate to follow, even if you don't calculate the mate. There's too much here. So mastertan will take this 6-1. I don't know if they'll play on until they do the full 10 matches, or if they'll just prefer to call it at 6-1. I mean, I think that's up to the players. 6 games to 1. Mastertan, very convincing win there. I'm going to pull up another site. So this is zhchess.blogspot. Oh, this is embarrassing. I've got my own face on the screen all of a sudden. I didn't expect that. Let's. I'm over here. 2017 Crazyhouse World Championship challenge. Okay. Ignoring my face over there. it looks like this is where we actually have some articles written up by OKZH. So this is a nice bit of text saying, you know, fourth round pairings, and a recount of all of the matches. I mean, this is phenomenal that this is happening for Crazyhouse at the moment. So yeah. So yeah, there's some reference to some games I played against Yasser where the same line has been played between Juanit and GSVC. So go check this out. I mean, I've not seen this. This is all really great. Like, we had nothing like this even, say, 3 or 4 years ago for Crazyhouse. There's been so much interest that, look, this is a hefty article. This is real dedication. This looks like it's a blog that gets updated. It's got results. Go check it out. zhchess.blogspot.com. Hats off to OKZH, OKEIZH for putting all the effort in to make this website. Really appreciate it. Fantastic for the game. Thanks so much. Okay. Congratulations to mastertan. So mastertan now, I think that might have been round 4. Let's go check the site. I can now figure it out because I have all the websites that matter. We've got mastertan. Where are you? Where is mastertan versus GM ARCA? Okay, he beat Terra. So that was a round 4 win. Do you need to win 5 games or... Let's see. I'm trying to see if this goes any further. I'm not sure if mastertan has to win 1 more or 2 more to get into the final 8. Let me just do a bit of quick maths in my head. I think you need 5 wins. So I think if mastertan can win 1 more, he's into the candidates. Helms Knight, welcome. Alright, so I've got an audience of 50 viewers here. Let's do, yeah, people confirm in the chat you need 5 wins. Who have we got? Mr. J Killer, do you want to play? Let's see. Oh, I got a message. Ah, bugger. So while you're here, Helms, I got a response from Jeremy. He says, we were trying to line up some Bughouse for this Sunday at 2 PM EST. He says, I have to work, unfortunately. By the way, I was watching your stream yesterday with Juan. Didn't realize Oppa was dropping out of World Championship. That's too bad. Flourish did offer me a spot a couple of weeks ago, which I accepted, but didn't know there was any connection there. I agree he should play, but ultimately it's up to him, I guess. Alright, so it sounds like Oppa wasn't dropped out, so like J Killer can play. J Killer maybe accepted the position, but not knowing that it was related to Oppa wasn't going out. So Helms, can we find another 4th player for Sunday 2 PM EST? Sounds like Jeremy's not in. Okay, you've asked why Scorpion. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if why Scorpion plays, then him and I can still partner up as old schoolers. I think you should just call it Canada versus the world, though, not young guns versus old school. Even though I came up with that idea to begin with. Then we don't have to sound like old people. Alright, I don't know if J Killer's there at the moment. We'll see any other opponents. He was there 11 minutes ago. Speak of GSVC, let's have a go. Why Scorpion's also on? Yeah, I know. Why the change of heart? Helms Knight says. No, it's It's alright. I can live with it. Alright, I'm going to change the title of the stream. gsvc versus Charlie. Crazyhouse chess. Beautiful. Okay. GSVC. So I'm 73 to 48 against GSVC. He can cause me problems, this opponent. And I expect him to come well versed with e4, e5. So we'll play into it. I've been playing this line a lot recently, but I feel like the more I play it, the more resistance I get against it. Right, Helmsland says, now that I've found your stream, I can't get out of bed. So what does that mean? Alright, you've just probably woken up wherever you are at the moment, right? So I guess that means it's lazy time. Let's just watch and chill. As opposed to, I can't get out of bed because I'm falling asleep because your stream's so boring. I'm hoping. Alright, let's play knight e7 maybe. d4's coming, but yeah, I'm gonna play knight e7. I often play bishop g4 and I don't like what happens after that. Like, well, I can play knight at f5 and then I find like I wasted a tempo playing bishop g4. But f5 and g6 are in need of defense. If d4, I could probably just take and then play pawn at g4. Ignore this bishop and then take here, and then at least I'm solid where white can penetrate here. So h3 played. He's playing it slow. d4 is incoming. Just playing a slow game here, because then now at least if d4 I grab e4 here. This feels too much like chess. Okay. What's that, Mugwort? The Grand Chess Tour even had an interview with Kasparov to tempt viewers to switch over, but nah. Oh, right, okay. To switch over from this channel, right, nice. Okay, can I play d5? Alright, why not? Why not? Why not? Because there's a problem. Let's see. Takes. Pawn here. So if he takes my knight, I gotta take with the knight because the knight at e7. Yeah, but if I don't do that, he's just gonna walk all over me, I feel like. Alright, play d5. I could prepare it with c6, but I just feel like I've got to make the move now. Now if takes... I mean, I'm basically taking the opportunity while this knight's not looking at e5 to get d5 in. I'm going to concede like pawn at g6 potentially. Alright. Queen f3. But pawn at g4 there. You can just take this, take again, takes h3. Alright, I've only got a minute. Let's not burn too much time here. either go or I don't, and I'm choosing to go. So Holmes Knight says, it means that I need to wake up and make breakfast, but now I'm entertained, haha. I want to watch ZH, but I have a stream in 1.5 hours. You gotta stream every time I see you online. You're just so busy. Alright, I like what I got here. I picked up a queen for 2 pieces, but I have some direct attacking opportunities. Pawn at g3 first. I could have played knight g4 and then tried to bring the queen in, but against knight g4, bishop at g3, this is also strong. Knight g4 was fine, but I mean, how does he stop queen at h2 now? And also g takes f2. I just feel like white doesn't have any attack on black, and black's looking quite threatening here. So I'm happy with the way that one worked out. Okay, this is so hard. Linus O could be a potential 4th. Yeah. Yeah, Linus is also old school. He's also part of the world. He's from Sweden. Y Scorpion's from Israel. J Kill's from the US. I'm from Australia. We can be like world old school. I'm okay with being old school. I'm just complaining for no good reason. Okay, so we got a queen a5 here. I'm gonna get pawn at e5 in early. Pawn at e4. Okay. I'm out of book here. Always got to announce when I'm out of book. Makes sense just attack, capture. Am I winning a pawn? I've not seen this before, so I think I should take this. Now if queen takes, knight at d4, bring the queen back, that's okay. If g takes, is that any better or worse? I'm gonna side with g takes because I like rook g1 hitting this bishop here. I don't mind if he takes my knight, I'm happy about that. I get to develop very easily with tempo and the dark squares open up. So I feel like I've claimed one pawn already, and let's grind. Let's grind from here. I'm not too concerned about knight at f4. I can play rook g1. I feel like I've got enough to hold off any immediate kind of attempt to attack. Although knight at h4, queen e5 could have been annoying because it was hitting h2. And still I have to watch out for queen e5. So maybe I should play knight at c4 first. And that's just to prevent queen e5 check. Queen e5 is useful for hitting h2, but it's also useful for defending g7 with a fork. So I'm going to hit with tempo, make his queen go somewhere. He's gone that way, so he's hitting h2 here. But don't want to play rook g1 yet, because I feel like I should knock the queen around. I think I will. Kind of blocks my own file as well, but it also prevents black from gaining too much momentum. Alright, so Mixer Chess says GSVC played this 5 pawn at e4 once against Juan in their Crazyhouse World Championship match. That's interesting to know. Yeah, I'll just keep knocking this queen around. Because now setting this up means I should probably castle kingside. You know, bishop g2 castles is could be quite reasonable. The only thing is if he gets knight d4 in, he's going to get some pressure here. So what is knight e4 worth anything? Knight d5, queen e6 check, knight here, and I'm hitting c7. That's at least a little bit annoying. Alright, can I do anything here? I don't want his queen to be on my f pawn. Alright, I want knight d5. I'll check here, and then I'm hitting with tempo. Like, I'd love to be able to play d4, but he's locked that down. And his pieces are kind of still naturally placed to open up the light squares in future. But alright, we're both down to about 1:15 left, so let's shut up and play a bit. I don't like this knight coming to d4, that's a problem for me. I'm even thinking I need to play c3. I think black should just play queen d6 here. Queen e5 is about the same. Can I play f4? Just doesn't really help me. We play c3. He's got pawn at d4. If f4, queen here, bishop g2, knight at d3, king f1. I just feel like I've helped my opponent somehow in all of this. Yeah, this isn't so fun. Like, if he takes and then tries to go attack, I'm okay with that. I'm more concerned about queen d6. Yeah, that's a good move. Okay, I'll concede a knight here, but at least my bishop's defending this. Oh, I didn't want to concede that check though. Does it really do much? That's all. 33 seconds now each. I mean, it looks annoying, but I don't think it tremendously helps black immediately. Okay. Alright, let's try to get into a sharp position with not much time left to go. I'm trying to create knight at b5 chances, or chances on the diagonal if it opens up. Okay, I've got to go for this while the knight's still alive on d5. If I take this, the knight's dead and I don't have anything. Here at least I'm playing for c7 or picking a queen off. Alright, so we got that. Alright, I'm preserving the knight, so let's play. I'm good on time here and good on the position. Play here. Playing very simple hack Crazyhouse. Right, how do we hit this knight here? I gotta make sure I'm hitting him before he's hitting me. I'll just take this. Oh, that was played a bit too quickly. Alright. I got him in the end. Knight at d3 I think in some way helped me, even though it looked quite annoying, stopping me from castling. Okay, I'm happy to be up 2-0. Johnny Crazyhouse, do you know what 11 Teens user on chess.com? Yeah, he played in the event. If Mugwort's still in the channel, he might know. What did he play as? I think he might have been the Ghost of Fix in the chess.com event. The Ghost of Fix. Maybe. I don't know. I can't confirm that. I just have a vague recollection of someone giving me their 2 cents, thinking that might be him. Alright, Chuck Moulton saying it was Ghost of Fix, but the name got changed to Drunken Stupor. Okay. Right. Let's play 97 again. We'll see if he goes straight for d4 this time. No, so we're playing into the same line. Bishop d2, so looking for queen c1 instead of... Last time he played knight h4 and I got d5 in. So... do I need to respect queen c1? I have the option of playing the king here and just tucking the knight away. It's just a bit passive. So d5, I drop this guy. Now what if I sack here and play like pawn at g4? Is that too sacky? Too sacky and too sucky? Or is it not so bad? Or is there like a knight g6? The only thing I don't like with knight g6 is then he probably puts the knight on f5. Alright. What to do here? Okay, I think it's just right to maybe liquidate this bishop. Oh no, then he can double it with bishops. I move here. It's just all strategic decision here. It's taking ages. Okay, well, we'll go wild. Let's. I've just burned all my time on this, and I'm just throwing in a Hail Mary here, going, well, I didn't like the other options, so I'm gonna go a bit nuts. What I want to do is actually, if I can get my knight here and make a bit of pressure here, put a pawn here, I should be blocking out white from attacking so easily, and kind of arm wrestle my way in. But this is nothing concrete at all. An old Australian friend of mine, Ronald Scott, also known as Bond Scott and Fix, he would have said this is a bit of home brew. Home brew meaning just the stuff you make up at home. Just okay. Sorry, I can just see a message from Helms trying to set up a Bughouse match. Give me a moment. I've got to figure this position out as well. That I don't mind that. That's kind of pacifying his own piece. But bishop at f5 looks horrible for me. That's just miserable. Alright, I gotta sack that. That was not part of the plan. Now I'm just down 2 pieces for 2 pawns. Yeah, okay, you said, okay John, I sent out a few messages. What time would I need to get back to you by today? just whenever you can. Yep, I'm keen to play, so just let me know. I'm just gonna prevent a knight from coming in on d5. Okay, maybe this now sits here, because I could get that with check. Let's set up the Great Wall of China. Down on material, down on time. It's not a good place to be. Uh-oh. He's got tricks here. He might take queen takes, rook takes, but then rook at g1 is gonna mate him. I was expecting rook takes f3, not queen takes f3. So yeah, I guess I'll just keep stumbling around this game. Yeah, if I take on h3, I have to though. Now f7 is on. Right, let's play d5. Just momentarily I have a trick where the knight at e7 fork doesn't work because I've got queen takes d5 check. So just trying to block off his dangerous diagonal here. He's just playing solid gsvc. He hasn't put a foot wrong here, but got 4 knights in hand, and how's he going to use them? Alright, that's the first one. I think I could be busted here. I'll take this. Ah, he has queen takes h6. That's game over. So is this. I'm resigning. That wasn't good. But that's what you get for spending a whole lot of time and then playing a move that you didn't really invest the time in. Alright, let's knuckle down and play. So I didn't mind this so far. Now queen e5 check is not an immediate problem. It just becomes a problem. So what if I get to play rook g1 here? Queen e5. Maybe a pawn on e3 or something. And then get ready for a pawn on f4. Alright. If he doesn't defend the bishop here, then I can play knight at c4 to take away this queen e5 defense. And if he wants to play queen e5 now and grab h2, then I get to grab the bishop. So I guess this takes, queen e5, queen e2, takes, pawn at g7 looks good for white though. Rook g8, knight at f6, take the rook. Well, rook at here, blocker takes, knight f6 check, king d8, g8 queen takes. Am I really seeing this far ahead? I think that's a bit far-fetched. I don't think he'll take the knight. But I think he's going to try to make use of this fork somehow. I just felt last game I ended up just blocking up the g-file with pawns, and it was something very different to what I had originally thought of doing. So rather than let queen e5 deter me from playing it this time, I'm just going to go rook g1. Okay, pawn at g6, so he's actually covering up. So now queen e5 is a threat. And if I play knight at c4, he just goes to h5. So my problem last time was I didn't get d4 in on my terms. I'm going to play pawn at d5. That stops both queen e5 and queen h5. And if knight d4, I can still kick the knight. It was actually good that he's expended a pawn here. So let's kick this knight before anything gets dangerous with another knight on h4 hitting f3. So white's a pawn up here. It's just solid. And if I'm lucky, I might be able to trap a queen. So knight f5, like bishop b5 check, say king f8, knight at c4, queen here, a3, queen c5, probably b4. Okay. So now I'm up a piece. What's he trying to do? Okay. e4, knight at d4. Can I just play d3? Gets knight at b4. Why not knight at b4 instead, and then grab this and then play for knight at c2? He could have done that. Alright. I can't take this one, unfortunately. It would be nice if I could. I'm going to stick a knight on d3 just to try to defend b4. If he takes it, I might just take with a bishop. And I'm considering, after knight at b4, actually giving up the queen and looking for some form of compensation elsewhere. Okay, he's gone this way. That's a decent move too. It's not heading the way I wanted. Okay. Knight at d4 is gonna hurt, I think. No, he hasn't played it. He's played it now. Yeah, we'll protect f3 and the queen. This is ugly looking. How did I get myself into this mess? I'll take this one. Bishop at h3 is most correct here. Knight f5 allows bishop at b5. Yep, he's seen it. I'm just worse off here. I've underestimated this knight c2. Knight f4. Alright, I gotta play d3, I gotta hit. Bishop takes d3, I'm gonna capture. Pawn g2, I'm gonna capture. Alright, you're grabbing me there. That's a problem. He's just pulling me apart very safely. Okay, we're down to low time for both of us. It's go time. Let's try to make something of this. Alright. I'm still worse. limping, but I'm still alive. What's going on? Put another defender on f4. Oh, e2 is... This is not good. This is not good at all. Am I mated? Rook at g1. Mated d4. Okay. Queen d3. That should bust me. Yeah, well played. Well played. Okay, we're at 2-all here. GSVC playing a good game. Yeah, I kind of just lost my way a bit on time. I'm going to really put some focus into the game now. I'll let the chat slow down a bit. There's a question if I'm going to be playing the shield. The shield is generally not at a good time for me, the Crazyhouse shield, unfortunately. It usually is too long and it doesn't start at a good time for me. Okay. Played bishop d2. I'm just going to play instinctively this time. I'll defend h6. I want to defend with this knight because if the knight comes to h4 it's going to be looking at g6 naturally. Maybe, no, it's fine. Leaving the king on h8. I thought maybe the king could come on h7, but the knight at g5 could have some issues later on. I'm even tempted here, yeah, if queen c1, maybe just even take here, pawn at f4. Because this just allows knight h4, and there's some ugly stuff here, knight at g6. He's spent 2 moves on bishop d2 and queen c1, so let's play against it. So I'm not playing for any direct compensation here. Just making a few instinctive decisions and not burning all of my time on ideas that I don't even play. That's not a good investment of time. Okay. Tuesday at 2 a.m. for us. Oh man, I can't start a shield. Nah, I probably won't play in the shield if it starts Tuesday at 2 a.m. Work's just a little bit too intense at the moment. See, I didn't mind this trade on f6 and getting this knight here. Like, I much prefer this rather than that alternative where his knight got to h4 and he was threatening to sack here and get knight at g6. Okay, so he's sacked back for some initiative. Now, where to step? He's going to go for pawn at f5 to pick up a knight. I want to step here. Pawn at f5, no. Pawn at g7, okay, so he's looking at f7. So I had a chance to put the king on g8 against that one. But that's not the end of the world. Let's think about this. Okay, I'm just gonna defend the dark squares. He can sack a pawn and put it on g7, which is a bit annoying. He's just counter-sacrificed, and then he'll get material back with this rook on f8, and then I think he'll just try to keep pushing. Pawn at f5 was the one I thought he would play, but this is strong as well. Okay. I'm not concerned about rook at g7. I'll just take that one. Probably if there's a bishop or a knight takes and then a pawn at g7, that looks like white would have a more enduring attack, or even like knight takes and pawn at f5. You know, because then you can play with bishop f7, pawn at g6. Okay, here it is. Well, pawn at f5 played. Now maybe I should leave it, just capture, because there's a bishop f7 is a threat. Okay, so let's see. So can I counter here? Let's play, because this, he can't go back to f1, and I need to make a stake near his king, or else I won't have anything. Okay, now I'm gonna open up this rook, get a pawn in hand. Let's play some checks of our own maybe. Knight at f6 I've got to watch out for. Is this sharp? Should I play knight at f2? Alright, I'll do it that way. I'm saying I don't think I have a good defense here, so I have to counterattack first. Okay, he's going for this. Let's play a check. Okay, this looks like I should have something. Rook check, king here, knight e3 takes. Pawn at e2. King here. King here. Just gotta make sure I don't get mated myself on f6. Okay, we'll go for it. I could get this wrong. King here, got rook takes. I'm not covered at the back. Oh, he's gone this way. Okay, so I get a queen, but I don't get to finish him here. I have to defend f6 now. So I'm a little bit worse here, I think. I just don't have attack potential on his king. He's looking for knight f6. I'm going to let him have it. Because if knight goes back here, I get this one. Okay, try to get safe. Whoa. Okay, it's just piling on. So I should get rid of that. I don't really have good checks. Rook at h7 is winning here. He's too good there. Throw in the towel. He's up 3-2. He played very well. Very well. We've been playing knight f6, pawn at e5, and he's been getting decent positions out of it. So what if we mix it up a bit? Can I play bishop b5, c6? Maybe it's bishop d7 that it's met with. Let's try this. I just need to switch up the openings. I need to do something different. If bishop here, I'll play knight d4. So I'm cutting off the queen. That's the idea of bishop b5. And then this knight won't be able to go to d5 or g4. So it's got knight c6. Still knight d4 looks promising here. So now I'm attacking this one, but the difference is the queen can't capture e5. This is still on. This is still on. So I just feel if your opponent's getting into a comfortable spot, then sometimes it's good to mix things up. Now, knight takes is interesting. Bishop takes. I don't know if he's up for that kind of risk. I maybe could have played bishop takes first to avoid that altogether. Could have been a bit more precise. Alright, he's actually playing it. Okay. Knight takes e4. So I've got bishop at g4 check covering a few things back here. If queen e5, there's knight at c5 tricks as well that can help me hold this knight. So I could even play something like pawn at e3. Alright, never mind that. So pawn at e3 or just castles here is probably okay. I think I'll castle. Castles is leaning heavily on this bishop at g4 resource. Maybe pawn at c3. Then I can get d4 in later. He'll take this, but pawn at c3 also covers knight at b4. Yeah, let's go that way. Okay. How do we want to do this? That's okay. I might lose this pawn here. This knight is the trouble. Knight at f4. I just want to fortify f3 while attacking this. Okay. Maybe a pawn here. So if takes, knight at f4, I've got queen g4 check. Then he'd have to retreat the knight back here, then I'd pick up a piece here. Wow, okay. Making life hard. So if takes, knight at f3. What if knight at f3, takes, am I mated? Just would like to get safe here. Unclear. Bishop g4 check. No. Knight at f3. Oh, it's knight at g2, takes, pawn g2. I feel like he's gonna sack here. It's either safe or I've missed something. One of the two. Okay, 19 seconds apiece. I think he was thinking knight e3. Yeah. King takes g1 is not good. I've got the checks on the king as my last defense. Okay. But here... Alright, I might sack a queen, maybe. Okay. Not easy. He's playing very well. Oh, time is tight. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I got check. Got a check here. Where's the next check coming from? He doesn't have any checks on me. Queen at f4, but okay. I'll take that. Oh, I've allowed queen f2 check. Queen h2, yeah. He missed a few big checks there. Alright, let's try to find some safety. Oh dear. Queen c4. Oh, my king became an attacking piece. Oh wow, you don't see that every day. You don't see that every day. Hang on, guys. I'll just be right back. Give me a short moment. Sorry about that, guys. That was an exciting finish there with a king on f7. Okay. Alright, we'll go again. No, I think GSVC had that game, and in the time scramble I got out. Okay. Let's get the heater on. It's a bit cold here. Varanani says every game versus GSV is hard. Yes, it is. Okay, he's going for the sack this time. Okay. So there's knight at h6 check. What if I put a bishop here? Okay. I've got to conserve time. The games are so close that it really becomes a practical battle. So he's got my full undivided attention, GSVC. I need to play well, and I need to play at a good pace to put up a fight. Okay, so this is falling. I wonder if he'll take the bishop first. Because if takes here, I can probably take, yeah, like, I'll be defending for the rest of the game, it feels like. So takes. How does that work out for me? He just recaptures it. And then if takes, queen at f7 is on. So what if I take this one? Pawn at h6. I don't like it. Alright, let's go. So it takes. Oh, I missed this move. But yeah. Queen at g7 may not be the end of the world. I'm not going to look too far ahead here. We'll just survive move by move. I got to take this one. It's a good piece for him, and if I leave this there, he gets to make the bishop on b3, a good piece on d1, and then he gets another bishop in hand. So I've got to let my defenses work. So queen at g7, I've got to go to h5. It doesn't look good for me because my king's so much more exposed than his, but it's not all straightforward. I have material, and yeah, maybe the knight's more useful to him. I mean, even if I get to capture this knight, I'm not really threatening mate anytime soon. So white controls the play from here. Alright, opening up queen g5 mate. So maybe knight g6, and then I get to defend both my knight and rook, and also defend this. If he takes the rook, takes rook at g5, that's fine. Rook at h4, I run. So knight g6, pawn at f5. Then what's the alternative otherwise? Rook g8. Yeah, rook g8 could be a fair sight stronger. Say if takes, you can't take with the king, you'd have to go here, takes. Yeah, if here, pawn g2, yeah, that'll mate, he'd have to take with the king. Queen here, pawn h2 takes, knight g4. It's looking like rook g8. Because I don't like pawn at f5 after knight g6. If takes, what do I want to recapture with? Oh, right. Well, okay, so bishop at f7 now a threat. He's asking me to take it. What if I don't? What if I play pawn at h3, for example? I should probably just take it. And then pawn h3, he gets too safe if I let him have one of those. This is all fire versus fire. Every move counts. You just gotta try to keep a level head. Not panic because you've got a king on h5 with an army of pieces around you. Okay. That's fine. Should probably be the queen. It's hard for me to make progress. A queen next to your king is always a very good defender. Wow, that's a cold blunder. Oh boy, how did I get out of that? I mean, he caved to pressure in the end there and just blundered a queen in one, but I had to work very hard in the defensive camp there. Helm's Knight, have you had breakfast yet? I don't want to be starving you. I think maybe he had a mouse slip there actually. That's unfortunate. That was shaping up to be a good game. Eating now. Okay. Good. Glad to hear I'm not contributing to any digestive problems in Canada. That's not what the stream is about. Okay, bishop d7 this time. I was gonna go here, wasn't I? So, what's stopping you? Why are you hesitating then? Or was it takes? There's a difference here is I get queen f3, which is hitting b7. What's that worth though? I'll go here. Maybe if takes, I take this one, or take this one. I don't know. This is really interesting. It's great being lost on moves 6 or 7, and then having to figure it out. Got a few messages. I'll attend to messages later. Okay, queen b6. Nice move. So he's hitting here now. Yeah, alright, we'll just go. I'm gonna hit his queen with knight at b5 later and fork these two. That is my plan. But he can recapture with the queen, then I just take here, I guess. This is an interesting opening. Black seems to get equality. I can't refute it. All right. So here it is. So Helm's Knight. I have a banana protein shake plus coffee plus scrambled eggs on pumpernickel bread. What's pumpernickel bread? Alright, knight b5 or knight at b5? Let's just go knight at b5. And if queen e5, bishop at g3. If knight f4 takes, knight at d5. I think I might be getting it on c7. If queen b6, knight d5, so queen c5 might be the only one. But then there's b4 or d4. Oh, bishop at d4 would be good against queen c5. Then I get to rip off this pawn. I feel like white could be good here if I found something decisive on knight at b5. It may be the case that maybe black had to take with the queen instead of the knight. But oh wow! All right, he's just sacked the queen straight. Alright, I'm not gonna let him defend c7 so easily. Okay. Well, he didn't like his options with the queen, so he sacked it. So I'd say white's got the edge here, but now we've got to actually make it all happen. Alright. How do I want to proceed strategically? So if I take with the bishop, he takes. Well, what if I just play pawn at e3? Then he just backs off. What if knight d5? Takes. Covers with a bishop. Yeah, I like knight d5. I'll give a piece back, but I want some initiative. Get some open play here. There's some nasty tricks with queen d7. Like bishop at d6 looks required here. But then there's also, yeah, there's potential like all the way here. Right, so knight c7. Am I mating? I just feel like I'm mating. I'm not even going to think about it. Shoot first, find mate later. Okay, queen at d5 isn't mating, is it? Oh, maybe it is. Queen at d5. No, he's got bishop here. Knight at here. Back, knight f7. I have 3 pawns. 1, 2, 3. Queen at d5 looks like win. I could go knight at c5, but then I gotta calculate how he can run. So I'm gonna. This one looks more certain. Knight at e5 is the idea, and then I get knight f7 to cover king d8, and just enough pawns to mate. Just nice. Okay, I made a bit of a comeback there. Won 3 games in a row. Yeah, alright, great. So pumpernickel bread, it's the best bread, best by test. That doesn't tell me what's in it. That just tells me you like it. Alright, we better stick to this line. Pumpernickel bread sounds like it's made out of pumpkin and nickels. which doesn't make any sense, so I'm figuring it can't be that. Okay, are we going down this thing? Do I really want to play into this? Let's decide that. What if I play here? Knight g4. Takes. Knight at f6. Knight. Okay. I don't want to play into what happened last time. According to Wiki, pumpernickel bread is a typically heavy, slightly sweet rye bread traditionally made with sourdough starter and coarsely ground rye. It is often made today with a combination of rye flour and whole rye berries. Jeez. Well, that's a lot of effort for bread. I'm thinking wholemeal. Oh, we got 12 in the house. He's observing as well. Okay. That's a good move, d4. He's just stocking up on pawns before it all breaks loose. Right, I'm gonna try to give up this bishop to get this pawn, but he doesn't have to cooperate. He could take this one first. But I'm mostly concerned about knight at f6. That's the problem. So this just helps that. If it gets him to commit this way, then maybe I'll take this one. And I can't really strike him quickly. That's the problem. Like a pawn at e3, or maybe knight f4. Viro90 says cheesy bread the best bread. Yeah, I think cheesy bread is the best bread. Okay. This feels like it's gonna be too slow, but I'm looking for some kind of knight f4 move. Unless I can open it with pawn e2, knight f4, but I don't think I got enough material to back such a sack. What's he thinking here? Have I missed something? Alright, he's gone here. Yeah, alright. Rook over. Yeah, knight at g5 is really nasty, actually. I might have to leave this here. Maybe I should take this now. Okay, material is like about even, but white's just much safer. So white's clearly better here. Right, we'll try to counter. I mean, these guys are just barely holding it at the back. I can't just back off because, I mean, white's pieces are all so nice, and You know, nice, and this all makes sense. Look at my pieces; they're in a royal mess. So I've got to try to get some of my pieces that are in hand on the board quickly. Try to counter-attack. At least upset the king side. Okay. This one I feel I should take, unless g8 is a better alternative. So it takes, knight here, king back. No, then the bishop hurts. King g8 could be right. King takes, knight here, king f8. Yeah, it just makes the bishop hurt more. I'll go to g8. Okay. Right. He's got rook e8 check. That's a big problem. We've got to cover knight at f6. He actually had rook at e8 before. I missed that. I was originally going to play knight at g5 and try to get an attack rolling, but knight at f6 is too strong. Whoa, alright. I feel busted here. That's a very good move. Yeah, that just gives him queen at g7. That's a mate. Oh, he had mate, but not like he's gonna lose this. Mate in one though, he should really take down. He can, if he makes a queen, no, that's all pretty solid. His time is low though. I gotta run. He's too safe. I'm throwing in a towel. That was too good. The attack was too good. Alright. Okay, Holmes. I missed Holmes' message, but yep, she's gonna go stream now. Check out her channel if you haven't already. You most likely have. Helms Knight's been doing a lot of streaming for Crazyhouse and Bughouse in the last few months. It's been fantastic. Okay, pawn going to g4 this time. So bishop b5. What's the difference? Okay, we'll go again. This pawn isn't hanging on e4. That's a different. It's also check if black can take it. Now, if bishop d7 this time... Okay, so if I take here, he can take this with check. That's the difference. So what if knight c6 first? Nah, this is good. I should just take this, because the pawn's now hanging on g4. Yeah, this is good for white. Before there was a pawn on e4, now he's put it on g4, but the king's on d7 and then I get the check and then it's threatening this too. Okay, so now something decisive. Now something decisive. Knight at c4. I feel like taking this gives the black queen some freedom, which I should deny it. Yeah, let's go here. Because if this ever gets taken, I've got takes here first, and then he's got to defend the knight, then I can take the queen. If queen b4, then I can play knight d5. This knight neatly covers the bishop, this bishop neatly covers the knight, the queen's still under attack. If the queen goes to c5, I then get to c7. So let's try to be decisive here, rather than just capture here and allow the queen free range to move on the 5th rank. I want to exploit this temporary restriction on the queen's movement. Okay, here we go. Knight d5. So here takes here. Then you could take the rook. Unless there's something even sharper with bishop takes here. With some knight at e6 threat. I don't think it's good though. I think you could just take this one. So here, 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 here. And then if he grabs the knight, pawn at c7, and you grab this. So let's just grab the rook. Could have played knight c6 check first, but if takes, I think pawn at c7 and then bishop takes c6 is pretty convincing. He thought it was convincing too. Alright. E4. Let's mix it up. I'm playing a lot of e4, e5. Okay, early e5. Let's play an oldie. Let's try this. Black gives up the piece for 2 pawns, but then gets a pretty solid center, and you're stuck behind a wall for a while, but white also can't get in. Just feel like it might not be such a bad play against someone like GSVC. Okay. Castle looks reasonable as well for me. Unless you play bishop d7, bishop c6. Knight's gonna come to e4. Yeah, let's leave the king in the middle just for a little bit. I'm not urgently requiring a shift. And if knight g5, then you can also castle right then. But then I feel like white's placed a piece here. Yeah, there's sacks, but you know, I've got a bishop looking this way as well. So yeah, I'll play here. I just feel like with the knight on g5, white can't play pawn at h6 immediately, so that's why I was waiting for knight g5 before castling. Just minor stuff. And if he wants to trade stuff, I'll let him initiate the trades while I develop my least developed piece. Get it pointing here. This also helps develop the bishop. So yeah, it's practical, this approach. So he's threatening to win the pawn on e5. If I play h6, I think he's going to sack here and then do things on light squares. Just before I open up too many trades, I need to be cautious and deliberate in where I'm going. Because stuff can open up badly. Like you can take e5, takes, queen h5, pawn h6, takes, and like rook f7 is the hidden thorn, which would potentially kill you. Block out g6, king here, rook at h7, mate. I mean, there's a lot of other variations before you get there, but I'm just saying. So how about let's actually knock this knight away, and we'll continue being solid. If he wants to sack here, then I'm not as concerned because I've already blocked the check before it happens. So this is nice, knowing you're going to have an opposing piece here. So I'm looking at knight h3 takes, knight takes, e5. Oh, okay, he sacked. Alright, there goes all my thinking. So what's coming next? Okay, he sacked the piece back, so we've got a game here. He's trying to hold on to a bit of initiative. Takes. What if I just sit here on h8? Doesn't look so bad. What's he gonna do? He's gonna take, rook takes here, knight at h7, hitting this. But then he's got to watch out for knight at h3, so back off here. I kind of don't want to put my king on the file when this is obviously going to open. I'd rather leave that there, and then I've got a bishop which is a target to undermine here. I mean, white would prefer the bishop and pawn reversed, and they both defend each other. At least here I can undermine this by knight at h4. If he wants to take here as well, I'm not too concerned about pawn at g7, because the follow-up checks like knight at h5, I can take this bishop. So knight at h4 is a move I'd like to get in. So rather than take this, I'm going to leave it there. He's not letting me get it. So do I play the knight somewhere to hit this? Or do I just take and then pawn at g5? That could also be quite good. He could reveal this bishop to go somewhere, but I'll take this. This makes simple sense. Okay, time's both low, about half a minute each. I got a slight edge now, going to time scramble. Rook f6 might happen, and he might try to. Okay, he's trying to make knight g6. Is it worthwhile throwing in a check? No, we'll hold on. Alright, we'll play here. Okay. Okay, he's got queen h5 check. I think I gotta play here. Queen h5 is a problem. Alright, I gotta make the g7 square available for the king. Knight at g3, check. This doesn't look good at all. Rook at g8. Is that just too loose? No. Alright. We'll throw a few checks. I'm low on time. I've got to try something. How is he stopping me from getting out on h6? I thought he should have played this instead of pawn at g6. I'm threatening queen at g1 mate. Okay, he's missed that. So I got him in the time scramble there. But I'm quite sure instead of pawn at g6, rook at g8 was strong for white. Sharp finish at the end there. I had an escape hatch with the king going to h6. Okay, he's persistent with this opening. We've seen a lot of knight f6. Maybe that'll change. No, knight f6. Okay, let's go with this again. So we haven't seen c6 yet, but that does expose c7. So after capture, I can recapture b5 with a knight, and then there's forks that will happen on c7. So maybe that's why he's been avoiding c6. So the idea of this move is just to limit the queen's movement on the 5th rank, and it's been working well for me the last few games. In fact, yeah. And there's nearly queen trapping ideas. Okay, so c6 is played here. Against this, I think I wanted to take the knight. So now is there some kind of takes b4? I don't want to take this way because then b4 gets met with bishop takes b4. So I'm looking at takes b4, queen here, pawn at c7, takes knight d5. Ah, he's got check anyway. That doesn't really work. What if queen takes? Then knight at d4, queen e4. It's probably better. Takes, knight takes here. Could be a play. We'll go out with the queen. Okay, no interest in this piece. So, what if I just knock the queen around again? Knight at c4. I mean, if he comes here, then... I'm looking at something like this. Pawn at c7. Queen e7, queen e3. Then knight d6 is threatened. Alright. The only question is if I should play the queen move first. d5. Again, big investment in time. I don't know if it's been worthwhile. Alright. I'm just going to allow him to take this one if he wants. I'd like to play d4, even if I'm losing a pawn here. I'm not really looking at material, I'm just looking at squares. This open e file, if there's... like knight at d4 is the one that he wants. Okay. But now we get check. Like I'd even sack here, if it makes sense. I just want to play active. Okay. Let's go for it. Expect this king to come to d7. So rook at d3 is winning a queen, but I don't even know if I want that one. It might be pawn at c7. But he can take things, try to make his own mate threats. Bishop takes could be quite good. As a pawn at c7, he can just play bishop d6. He covers everything at the back. I think black should be better here. Alright, just going straight for me. I don't feel that this is enough. Alright, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm not really getting much out of this. He can take the knight and he's dangerous now with his offense. Oh, is he allowing me some kind of mate though? It's close. I don't think I've got enough. I'm running out of material. Knight at f3 and I can't capture his queen because of mate threats. Yeah, this is no good for me. Too good. Too good. Maybe queen takes d4 wasn't right there. Okay. e4 d6 was all right. I think GSVC thought his king was in trouble, but maybe I had a mate somewhere and I missed it, but I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Okay, we'll go down the same path. So last time he went f4. I just forgot I gave a bishop for e4. Yeah. Okay, we're going straight for the sack this time. Right, pawn at h6. Okay. What if I just play g6? just gonna prevent that and prevent that with g6. Just try to put the brakes on his potential to attack. Yeah, I'm a pawn up here. What I would try to do next is undermine h6, so it would be like pawn at f4, bishop g5, but he's played f4 himself. So now I could allow him to capture, or I could maybe play pawn at g5 myself. No, but there's dangers here. If I let him get a pawn here, and this file opens up, there's bishop g6, pawn f7. Nasty things can happen. So yeah, we've got to be precise with the next move. Maybe there's a way to counter. It's got no blocker. I'm going to trust my instinct and make some problems for him as well. If he wants to capture to get pawn at g7, I'll get bishop c5 check. If he goes here, then I feel like I'll have something. But it is very double-edged because it will open up this line, the queen swap will come off. There could be some pressure on f7. I may even need to leave the rook on f8 just to allow it to get captured, because rook e8 might give him too much time. So what I mean by that is if takes, pawn here, rook e8, bishop takes g6 is very dangerous. Everything opens up. So it would be takes, pawn here, bishop check, to at least get his king here where I might have some attacking chances, or make him block with a knight on either of these squares. Even if king h1, then I'm saying, well, maybe I'll leave the rook on f8 so that he doesn't get to start rolling with bishop here. Alright, we're going to see what happens. Like, I might just go pawn at h3. That looks fine, unless there's a mate here. Like, takes, knight here, but he runs up. I don't think I have enough. Oh, but yeah, I can take this, but I still don't have enough. I think it's just pawn at h3. And if takes, just take here. So that way I'm attacking first. Well, I mean, I've got the mate threat first. Like, rook e8 would then give him all of the initiative with bishop here. Except that there was knight at f2. Nah, he can take that. I'm happy with this. This is dangerous. Okay, I think taking with the queen is right. Knight's covering f6, and this is an attacker I want to preserve. So now I get to play in his half. Now he wants me to take this so he can get a knight here and threaten knight f6 check. But if I get knight h4, do I have enough? Probably not. Very sharp here. He's looking for pawn at g7 as well. So maybe even pawn at f4 was the right move. Hard to say. Yeah, maybe I should have just tried to liquidate this threat. Oh no, well, okay, how about this idea? If he takes, I get knight at g5, and then I can take here. If he goes up, I got pawn at f4. So I get to block. That's the key. If I can get rid of h6, then I'm much safer than he is. Okay, he's willingly giving that. This pawn is just so critical. While it's undefended, I'm gonna take it. If he takes here, I got pawn at f4 check. Okay, can I take that? I think I just play here. Oh, I left f6 open doing this. But I have mate, so it's okay. So now the bishops all cover, the knight's nice, this is nice, this is nice, and then pawn at g2. Yes, I'm glad I let my clock tick down and I eventually saw pawn at h3 was my way forward. Okay, so bishop e5, he played c6. Is there better against that? Like an early b4, queen d8. Alright, we'll just take this one. We've been through this line before, but I haven't liked what's come of it. This time I'll just take here. He actually gets good activity and good control of the d4 square when I've taken on g7. Okay. Okay. Just looking for knight d4. So if the bishop moves, knight at d4. Queen e4? Could be alright. Alright. He takes this, doesn't he? Do I have tricks here? Yeah, I got knight takes, knight at d6, knight at c7, winning the queen. Alright. Looks nice and sharp. Centro Pedro 1. Does John play the a6 b5 opening? That seems cool. Not so much. I mean, I could, but it's usually 12 team that likes to play that one. Alright, 12 team was asking 17 minutes, so you're down to play some 3 plus 2 and 1 hour. I think I'm going to actually have to sleep fairly soon. I'm getting quite tired. I'll just respond to 12 team. Alright. Yeah, 12 team is looking for 3 plus 2. Yeah, I'd rather not start a fresh series. I mean, great for the stream, but I might only get 1 or 2 games in. I'm just, I'd rather start a new series and then, you know, let it develop like this one has. This is nice. Okay, so he's given up the queen willingly first. And he wants to capture this queen. Yeah, okay, but I feel like white's now got a decent position. So, okay. I mean, it's natural development here. What black got two pieces for a queen and a pawn, but white's got nice activity. I feel like whatever problems white had have been resolved. So he's coming for bishop c3. Take this one. Yeah, I think 12-10 wanted in, but if I had more stamina in me for tonight, then I definitely want to give that to the viewers. I'm just going to call last two games here. I'm just fading. Okay, knight c3. So this feels like it should be good for white. Where do I want the queen? Queen c4 is tricky. There could be some queen f7 tricks. But I don't have to play for that sort of stuff. I mean, just attacking the knight is good enough. And then maybe pawn at g7. Let's see. He might play knight at d5. Oh wow, he's going aggressive. Pawn at g7. No, we'll take this. He's got bishop at b4. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. How do I get safe from this? I've given him more than I wanted to here. I shouldn't have blundered this queen. Okay, knight at g7 is a problem for him. He can't just take this because of queen d8 now. Okay, so that's what that move is about. Let's hit him here. Has he got knight at d3? Has he got something nasty? Yeah, but maybe I'm mating him. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, we'll take this way. I got knight at f6, so yeah, that's a nice little trick here. If he went back, I could keep recycling a few pawns, and eventually I think I'd have a rook in hand, and that may have been a nice sneaky way to get the mate. Alright, last game, guys. There's certainly been a few sharp finishes tonight. Ooh, g4. Okay, he's throwing in everything for the last game. Now I'm definitely out of book here. Right, just straight up. Okay, I think it's right for me to then challenge the center now, because if this is open, there's some light square weaknesses. If I let him play g5, then I get passive, and then he's justified in doing it. So I have to switch from this kind of passive wall to saying, well, okay, there's a bit of exposure. Now, all easier said than done, though. What about bishop b4 here? Because if here I can take the queen. So he'd have to play like king f1, which isn't so bad for him. Is that helping him or me? Because then, like, there's a knight here, and I'm not protected. Knight c6, takes, pawn at d6. It's a bit ugly for me. So I feel like black should be alright here, but I'm not entirely certain which way to go about it. Well, what if the right one to take is actually e5? Takes. And I don't really get anything out of it. Okay. g4, causing me an issue. Let's do it this way. We'll give up this pawn, but then still play on the light squares. I just feel like something has to be on the light squares, and knight at h4 wasn't the right move. So if takes here, like say he defends with pawn at d3, you take, bishop at g2 maybe is something. Bishop at f3. Maybe white's just a pawn up here. This is interesting, this g4 move. Okay. So you might put the bishop back on e4, but the difference is I have a bishop in hand now. So if I yeah, right, we'll take. He's got pawn at d6, but yeah, here knight at c6 is coming. Queen d5. Okay, knight at c6, queen d5. Does that work? Queen d4, knight at g2. Right, that's the point. He's got this. I missed that. Yeah, I have to take this way, then he just gets this. Alright. I think he got me in the opening here. He got me with g4. I need a miracle. Let's chase that miracle. I gotta get rid of this guy to make something happen on g2. But he's just got, yeah, He's got the goods. Takes. He can get the knight with check. This is all pretty horrible. I've just made some bad misses. Maybe it's saying I'm getting tired. Rook at f1, but he doesn't have to allow that. Bishop here. Trade the queens. Yeah, there's dangers for him. Yeah, it's not as clear-cut a win for white as I thought. Okay, so he's got a bishop, but I can put this here. I could have castled, get out of dodge, but I want to be aggressive. There's bishop at d7. Ah, he's got queen c5. That's actually a problem. Okay. Yeah, but he's got a mate threat now. I think that's too good. DC should win. He's got smothered mate. 97. Well played. Well played. I think instead of pawn at g2, I have to castle back there. I had one opportunity here to just get the king safe, but then yeah, I think white still has an edge. Okay, I must sleep, guys. Thanks everyone for joining, for sticking through. I'll be posting this video to YouTube, so yeah, that was good. Bit of a mixture of giving some warm-up games to mastertan. Mastertan has taken down GM Arka50 in the Crazyhouse World Championship. Mastertan has now won 4 out of 4 rounds, so he is only one more round away from getting into the candidates, the much coveted position to get in the candidates. And then we've had a really good series against GSVC, who's also been playing very well in the Crazyhouse World Championship. Yes, well summarized, Sancho Pedro. One really tough series. That was a really tough series. I am falling asleep here. I really need to get to bed. It's Sunday morning, 1:27 a.m. Look forward to seeing you again soon, wherever you are. Hope you have a good weekend. I'll catch you next time. Take care.